So Linda, you are always in the house, you gorgeous girl. So as you guys put things up, we'll take a peek. But what I'm going to do tonight is I'm going to actually recreate a call that I did, and I know Kathy was there for it. Some of you guys might have been there for it. It was from 2009. And it's now 2012. Time flies when you're having fun. If for any reason we haven't met before, if tonight's your first call with me, first of all, we like to have fun around here. I got a whole crew over here. Gosh knows I might bring another one of you guys over here. We're always having a good time. You guys can check and see if Duke can come back out and play. Duke Romkey, we put him in the corner, but see if we can let him back out to play. But I got a whole crew over here. And we're always having fun. We're having a good time, because if it ain't fun, I don't do it. In fact, I just had somebody join me in my primary company, and he said, I want to hang out because you're fun. And I think that that's really important. I left a job because I was in shackles. I want to have a good time, so I always do. So if you're looking for some straight, serious sales, pitch, business, webinar, you can leave now. There's probably some other one going on, okay, because it's not what we do here. You know, in 2009, the night I originally did this call, and of course it will come out of my mouth different, I jumped on the line, and it was funny, and that's why I missed the calls, Kathy, because I can't talk to the people as much.
Right.
I jumped on the line, and quite frankly, I had nothing. I didn't know what I was going to say. I didn't have anything on my heart, and I just did what I often do, which is say to people, hey, ask me some questions. And out of the questions came this call that I just made up off the cuff. And I was celebrating that night because that night I had been doing a lot of marketing, and I had gotten into social media, and it was about 2007. And I can document this. I can, you know, if you go through my blog's over at DianeHochman.com. We'll throw it up in a little bit. If you go through my blog, I can show you, and Kristen was there. There were several of us there. We were standing up on our soapboxes screaming, this wave is coming, baby. This thing is coming and is going to be bigger than you can imagine. And there were a handful of us, and there was a fad going on. Everybody was on MySpace then. It was so cool. You had a cool, sparkly MySpace. Remember that, guys? It was so cool. You know, who had the coolest MySpace profile? But then we trended over and we moved over to Facebook. I was one of the earliest ones to adopt Facebook because I didn't see it as a fad. I saw a tsunami coming. I saw what was about to happen with the Internet. I understood. I forgot to introduce myself again, Kathy. I forgot to tell them why they should listen. I'm going to do that for a minute because you guys, I mean, they should know why they should listen to me. Shouldn't they know why? I mean, let me give them
Kristen told them to listen to you, so they'll listen.
Yeah.
Oh, well, Kristen told them, and it's our anniversary. You know, guys, I've been in the industry for 12 years. I've grown up doing old school marketing. I started in network marketing before I knew what network marketing was. I was just a dumpy housewife looking for a way to make some extra money. I was broke and whatever. That was 12 years ago. It's yelling, my computer's yelling at me, telling me my microphone's too loud. What a surprise. Diane Hochman is too loud. Diane Hochman's too loud. Anyway, you know, I learned traditional, if I could show you a way to make an extra 500 around what you're already doing type of network marketing. And then I'll tell you about some of the other things that I learned as I went along. But that was 12 years ago. You know, last year, you know, it's February now. Last year was the biggest year of my career. I spoke at both the major events in the industry. I did some product launches, top 10 affiliate, and pretty much every major launch out there. I sold a lot of stuff, and I would use a different word, but we're a mixed company, and it's probably, you know, on the West Coast, it's still before 9 p.m., so I have to use proper language. But in the UK, it's late night. I can say bad things. So, but let's put it this way: I sold a lot of stuff, okay? And I've, you know, this is me. Let's pull up a picture or something to give you some validation. This is me up on the stage at Live the Dream this past October, getting an award for being one of the, I think, like #4. In sales with Brian Finale and Norbert Orlowitz. So, you know, and I looked cute, sort of a little swishy, but the shawl was pretty, I think. So anyway, yeah, I've sold some stuff in my day. So anyway, I'm here to talk to you guys tonight. In 2007, I started to see the writing on the wall. I was following a lot of kind of visionary internet marketers, and I saw it coming. And I told, in fact, the people I work with, I told a whole bunch of them, this is coming, this is going to be huge, this is going to be bigger than anything you've ever seen before. This is coming, this is coming, this is coming, this is coming. And they went, uh-huh. Okay, Di. Okie dokie, you know. And right place, right time, combustion, magic happen. Well, I see that happening again. And I'm going to talk to you tonight about it, but I want to tell you a little story, and I kind of want to make it a little fun. And then at the end, I do have an announcement. I'm going to show you, Duke, you will laugh at me. This is my video that won't upload. It's the video that never ends. It only has 268 more minutes. It's down from 700 something. So I do have a fabulous video for you that we will not be watching this evening. So I'm going to have to do this live, and the video will come out tomorrow, but chances are by the time people see the video, it will be too late. So anyway, oh, there's my blog. Anyway, calm down. Calm down. Breathe. Okay. The reason why I'm so crazy, David is here. It's fabulous. Wow, Scott, you've been around for a long time. Rebecca never sleeps. I just want to make that clear. Rebecca Woodhead never sleeps.
No. No, she doesn't. She doesn't.
I may have more fun reading the comments than doing the call. So listen, guys, I want you to get this story. And in April, I just came back in January from speaking at a great event down in Florida. There's people on the line that were there. Tremendous, intimate event. Last October, I was at a huge event and so on. And in April, I'm very excited that I'm going to be doing my first international event, and I'll be speaking at the UK Internet Summit, which is being put on by Jay Roberts and Rachel McGregor. If you guys are in the UK, by the way, and you don't know about this event or haven't registered for this event, get with me right here. Get with Rachel, if you know Rachel McGregor, Jay, you know, just write me. I'll get you the information and the links. It's going to be a bang-up, crazy event. But I want to talk to you. Imagine if instead of taking the exotic luxury airplane that I will be on sitting in coach for 8 hours, which I'm so happy that I can't get an upgrade for less than $7,000.
Oh, my.
I'll pay it,
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was $7,000. I was like, oh, I always get an upgrade Continental, you know, on the U.S. soil, but going to England, they seem to think that it's $7,000. So I was like, okay, I'll sit in the back. So imagine I decided I don't feel like sitting in the back. I think I'll swim instead. I just feel like swimming. I don't know. It may be cold in April, but I got a wetsuit. I'm in. I'm gonna get there. So I have my friend Andrew on the line. Andrew, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
He's here, and he sounds excited. It's 2 o'clock in the morning. Crazy guy's awake. Andrew, if I'm leaving from New York and I'm going to swim straight east until I hit the United Kingdom, where would be a good city for me to just get out of the water? And where could you meet me with a towel and maybe a cup of tea? Where would be a good city for that?
I'll say Brighton. You'll have the most fun there.
What is it called?
Brighton.
Boynton. Okay, like we have Boynton Beach here. Okay. So I'm going to, now Andrew, shake my hand and promise me right now that you're going to be there with a good towel and a cup of tea. A proper cup of tea. Because that's all I want when I get there, a proper cup of tea. I keep telling Rachel, she thinks I'm crazy. She wants to give me a proper pint of beer and a proper shot of Scottish whiskey. But I really want some tea. So will you meet me?
Yeah.
Okay. He's so excited. Yeah, I'll do it. Okay. Yeah, okay. So anyway, So anyway, guys, what you have to understand, if you want to make it big, okay, I'm talking to people that want to make money, okay? I'm talking to people that want to have a lifestyle. I'm talking to people that want to do this for a living, okay? Now, do I do a lot of calls where I'm talking to somebody who wants to make $500? Absolutely. When I started, that's what I wanted. I was broke. I was a housewife. I wanted like chicken instead of macaroni for dinner this week. So I needed $500. But tonight, I'm talking, and if you're in this crowd and in this circle, chances are, and if you showed up for this, chances are that's what you want. You want to break free of your job, get out of the shackles, have the freedom, have the flexibility. I sound like industry woman, Kathy.
Yeah,
I'm
you
using
do.
lingo. Freedom and flexibility and lifestyle. And now I will stand in front of my fancy, fancy car, in front of my McMansion, and show you all how rich I am. Seriously. Seriously. I mean, most of us, for me, it was like I couldn't live that life anymore. I couldn't go to my job anymore. I was insane. And I just like had babies so I could get out of it. I think that's Elise's ploy. She's just having some kids so she can get out of having to do regular work. But I just wanted to be free. And mostly I'm like severe ADHD psycho girl. Can you imagine me sitting behind a desk all day? I mean, just
No.
think about it. In a cubicle?
No.
No.
No. Duke's like, no, with that voice. No. So I had to figure out how to get from point A, which was, I don't know anything, I just signed up, to point Z, which is rock star, speaking at all the big events, product launches, flying to England, and all this other stuff, okay? In the beginning, I wanted to just make enough money. Once I paid off my debt, I had $40,000 in credit card debt, and Mr. Visa and Mr. MasterCard were calling me up over and over and over to say, hi, how are you? Got any interest today? They were very friendly. They were very polite. Those people in India were very polite as they told me to pay me now. So anyway, I had to figure out how to get there. And I learned very quickly that I'm not particularly technical. If you are, God bless you. Okay, like Edward's on the line. Edward's like technical. I mean, he knows that kind of stuff. And my friend Steve, and I saw some other people that are here that I know are pretty technical. Okay, if you are, Kim Castleberry's on the line. Hello, Kim. By the way. Mwah, 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 for helping Kathy today.
Yes,
Guys,
thank you,
Kim
thank you.
Castleberry, it's just-ask-kim.com. She's a genius. Go visit her, buy things from her, pay her. Okay? She helps my girl. And Kim, write me on my wall because I don't know how to work the Q&A box. I'm not technical. I just told you. So we'll show you sheet after. But Kim, the question mark just went up. I don't know how it works, Kim. So I want you guys to understand something. If you're like that, and I'm going to tell you too, if you're technical, that doesn't mean you're going to make money. There's a lot of really smart technical people out there that are broke. There's a lot of really incredible bloggers out there that are broke. There's a lot of really skilled people that are broke, okay? You've seen them. Look around. Really good, really smart, really capable, competent people, which, by the way, is my favorite kind of people to work with, okay? I like good, honest, decent, smart people, and I like showing them how I got here, okay? So this is the deal, because they're like, wait a minute, you're swimming in England, get back to that. She's all over the map. I'm not. I always bring it full circle by the end of the night, and if not, Kathy and Kristen slap me around. So imagine, and I should do that. I should move to California because the West Coast would be a better example. But I live in Connecticut, so I got to jump into the Atlantic Ocean. I'm sorry, it's cold and nasty, but it is what it is. Imagine New York is point A. And Brighton is point Z. Brighton is where the money is. Brighton is where the speaking engagements are. Brighton is where the product launches are. Brighton's where the millions of dollars are. I got to get from here to there. So I jump in the water, and I decide I'm going to bring a surfboard with me. Now, I know this part of the Atlantic isn't the biggest surfing area, but I figure I got to bring something. Okay, so I bring a surfboard. And I start, and I'm tired, okay? I get on this thing and I lay down on this board because I'm tired. I've been swimming a little bit and hanging on to it. And I get on the board and I'm kind of like, you guys know what that's like. You know, you've seen the Brady Bunch when Greg gets hurt with the surfboard, hits his head, and we don't know if he's going to live and we have to wait till next week. And Kristen, I'd make fun of you, but you're over 30 now. So Duke's 27. I can make fun of you. Duke, do you know that episode of the Brady Bunch?
I can't say that I do.
Yeah, he doesn't. Duke is my new person to make fun of. Anybody else who's under 30, you can come play one night too, and I'll make fun of you. But for the rest of us that are a little bit more mature, we remember the Brady Bunch. And we know, look at this, like Kim's got a convention going on. I love Kim Castleberry. This is my call, people. Leave Kim alone. Jeez, I mentioned Kim. Everyone's like, I love Kim. No, love me. I'm only kidding. So anyway, I got to stop looking at this, Kathy. It's distracting me. So
Look what you created.
I know, right? I know. It's my fault. It's all my fault. If I weren't looking. I have to have friends to play with, Edward. So I start out, and I start swimming, and I'm kind of like laying on the surfboard, and I'm kind of like kicking, and I'm trying to make it across the ocean. So this is like your normal, everyday, what we call DMO, daily method of operation. This is doing the stuff that you need to do every day to build a business, okay? And I'm like going paddle, 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 kick, 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 paddle, 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 kick, 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 make some content, make some content, make some content, meet 10 people today, get some opt-ins, blog post, however you're marketing, you know, meet 10 people, whatever it is you're doing. You got to do that. It's like boom, 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 every day, every day, every day. But then what happens every so often, and it's not that often, guys. It's really not, because I haven't seen it since 2008. Kristen, you haven't seen it since 2008, have you?
Nope.
Nope.
Nope. Nope.
Back then, what happened? Actually, let me go back further. Let me go back to about the year 2000, okay? There I am. I'm like the little chick. I started my business in 99. It's 2000, 2001. The Internet's just starting to come around, and somebody told me about this newfangled thing. It was called an autoresponder. And it was $100 a month. It sent three emails out to the people. And at the time, because this is before CAN spam, you could buy leads and put them into the autoresponder. It was like an ATM machine. I would buy 400 leads. I was like the crazy one that bought 400 leads, $1 a piece. So I spend $400 every month. I'd load them into my autoresponder. It would spit out 3 horrible letters. We know you're looking for a home business, and we're excited to show you what we have. You can change your life, blah, blah, blah. Okay? And then it would lead them to where they could sign up for the starter kit for my company. And it was like 400 went in, and pop, 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 you get so many signups. It was cool. It was magic. And I was like one of the only ones that would do it, because it was like the evil Internet. You can't do that. You got to go to the mall and bother people. But I heard too many smart people mumbling about it, so I tried it. Now, that was what we call a fad, okay? It was something that worked for a little while. Have any of you guys, and I'll put down all the hands and everything, raise your hand if in your marketing career there was a time period where there was something that was super hot, you did it, and it worked like gangbusters, okay? Was it pay-per-click for you? Raise your hand if that happened to you. Was it pay-per-click? You know, you just happened to be in the right place at the right time. Was it some kind of recruiting system? A lot of you guys have been around the block long enough. We got a few people putting up their hands. You know, there was just something that was happening magic. And it was kind of like, cool, this is working. I'm all set. I'm getting rich. No problem. You thought if you were swimming to England, to Brighton, to have a good time with Andrew and have a cup of tea, you thought, I'm there. Done deal. And that's what I thought. I got this autoresponder thing, and I was getting these leads. I'd put them in, and they'd, like, pop out. I was getting rich, okay? But what happened, so it's kind of like a little wave, and it took me a little further. But what happened was it died down, okay? It died down. Now, if you had blown, I can't, I'm going to use bad. I was having such a hard time with tech earlier tonight. I was talking to Duke, and I was saying bad things. I was saying bad words, and I was just about to say another one, but I'm not allowed to in public, so, and I'm not allowed to in many places. So, if you blow your whole everything you got, you blow your money, you blow your time, and everything, and you put it all into something that's a fad, what happens is it stops, and then all of a sudden you're sitting in the middle of the ocean, laying on a surfboard, going, hello, anyone out there? I'm in trouble. Okay, but what I kept doing was each time I'd catch one of these little fads, and it was autoresponders and replicated websites. I remember when I had my first website, it was like, you have a website? You know, now everybody and their uncle has a website, but back then it was like you were the only person, you know, in your whole town that had a website. And it was like a hideous replicated website, but it was very, very cool, and it was, you could put it on your business card, and you were like all fancy. So I'm like moving along and I'm learning this stuff. But what I always did was I listened, and I listened for like the foghorn or something, you know, like a lighthouse has. And it would be like, you'd start to hear it in the distance. You'd hear that something was coming. And what I would do was I just keep paddling and kicking, paddle, paddle, kick, kick, paddle, paddle, kick, kick, paddle, paddle, kick, kick, relying on all my basics, my daily method of operation, making presentations every day, meeting new people every day. And then, all of a sudden, it's 2007, and I looked back behind me, and I saw a wave mounting, and I saw it growing. And I saw it growing, and I knew this sucker was going to take me across the ocean and land me on the shore of Brighton and get me that cup of tea. I knew it. But here's the catch. If I hadn't done the paddle, 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 kick, 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 if I hadn't learned my skills, if I hadn't mastered my breathing, if I hadn't mastered my paddling, if a big wave comes and you don't know how to ride that board, what happens? Guys, what happens if a big wave comes and you don't know how to get up on your board?
You wipe out.
Passes you by.
You wipe out, and very often you drown. And that's what goes on in this industry. Is that Edward again? Edward's noises are back. He's haunted by
My
ghosts.
noises are back.
Your noises are
Your
back.
noises are back. Are they the voices that talk to you late at night? So I'm coming, calm down and behave, or I'll mute you. I'm coming across the ocean. I look back. I see this wave. I've mastered my skills. I know what I'm doing. See, a lot of people, what happens is they get up on the board, they don't bother to master the basics, they're in a fad, and they're riding, and then that wave comes, and it's like, boom! They get wiped out something silly. And that happened because what happened is as video and social media and everything came, there were people, and Kristen remembers, they were running around screaming, I'm making $10,000 a month, I just made $22,000, and they all had videos showing all their cash shipments that were coming in, because, you know, when a company has no credit card processing and everything has to be done by shipping cash via FedEx, I don't know, is that a symbol that tells you that there may be a problem? I mean, call me kooky. I mean, like, the other industry that I know that does this is like drug dealers. I think the porn industry does that a little bit too. Okay, I don't know, call me crazy. And everybody's like so proud, and this was back before the FTC had their new laws, and everybody had a video showing the FedEx guy coming. They'd sit there all day and wait for the FedEx guy, you know, and then he'd show up and they'd open up their envelope and it'd be like, ka-ching! And it would be like, you know, $3,000 cash, you know. And they were exchanging all this money, and everybody was screaming, I'm rich, and I'm this, and I'm that, and they were running around, and it was hysterical. And I was just like, you know what, I could have made a boatload of money doing it. But something in me told me that there was something funky about it. Thank God. Thank God. And all those people are gone. Because here's what I want you to get. When you are swimming from point A to point Z, and yes, I'm going to get into what is the new thing. I know you guys are like, okay, this is great, Diane. Tell me what's coming. I will. Relax. When you're swimming from point A to point Z, look, Andrew just told me it's 3,511 miles. That's a long trip, okay? If there's only two ways to look. There's only two ways to look. One is back to see, is there a wave coming behind me that's going to propel me forward? And when I say a wave, what I mean is a fad. I mean, excuse me, not a fad, but a trend. The difference between a fad and a trend is a fad's going to last for a little while and it'll be all hyped up. A trend is something that's going to last over years. But by the way, guys, has social media and video marketing and article marketing and all this type of marketing lasted?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you about the future of it in a minute. Okay? Some of the things that people were being taught haven't lasted. That's why those people are gone. So there's only two ways you can look. You look back to see what's coming. Is there a wave coming? Should I keep paddling and kicking, working on the basics, honing my skills so that when the wave comes, I can get on that board and surf? Or, right, looking to see what's coming behind you. Or you look forward, you look to the horizon, and then you eventually look to see the soil, the shore, to give you hope and to keep carrying you forward that you know that it's right in front of you, okay? But here's what happens if you look sideways. You're swimming, you're on the board, paddle, paddle, kick, kick, paddle, paddle, kick, kick, paddle, 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 kick, 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 kick. You look back, okay, the wave's not coming yet. You look forward, I can't see the shore yet. You keep going, you hone that skill, you get mentored, you work, you study, you learn. If you look sideways, you're going to see sharks. They'll take your money. They'll convince you that this is the hot new thing.
Mm-hmm.
If you look the other direction, you're going to see endless nothingness, the open ocean of nothingness. And you're going to get afraid, and you're going to get scared, and you're going to lose sight of where you're going. You see, the reason why you have to paddle, paddle, kick, kick is because they only come every so many years. I heard recently that every single day, every single day, more content, more information. I heard this from Seth Godin, so I think it's a good source. If you guys don't know Seth Godin, Permission Marketing, look him up, all his books. Every single day, as a society, as a world, we put out more information now than was put out from the beginning of time to 2006. Absorb that. And most of them are people writing, is Melaleuca a scam in their article marketing? But anyway, you know, every single day, humanity creates more information via all the mediums of information transfer than we did from the beginning of time to 2006. Hello?
Mm.
Do you think it's a little easy to get distracted? Do you think it's a little easy to get caught up in something? Do you think it's a little easy to get confused? Every day, Kevin, every single day. No kidding. That's not baloney. That's Seth Godin. I'm not making that up. By the way, guys, sidebar. I like to do sidebars. If you learn something from someone or you hear a line that you like, always credit your source. I see people running around the internet all the time with quotes, and they think nobody else knows who Jim Rohn is. You know, for things to get better, you have to get better. I'm a genius. I just made that up. No, you didn't. So always quote your source. Seth Godin. Look him up. He's amazing, amazing, amazing.
Mm-hmm.
I love you, Jerry. All right, I'm looking at my screen again instead of behaving. I'm going to do something here. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. So I'm going to talk and do it at the same time because it'll be impressive. Guys, what I want you to really grasp is that you have to listen for the foghorns. See, the foghorns, ooh, or however that sound is, it tells you that you're getting close to shore. Okay, now in the middle of the ocean, you're going to hear squawks from fish and birds coming down to peck at you, and the seagulls are coming to get you, and there might be a shark that wants to eat you, or a couple of whales that are going by. Anybody ever see what is it? Just Keep Swimming. What's the name of that movie with Dory?
Finding Nemo.
Disney movie.
Finding Nemo.
You know, the whale, and Dory speaks whale.
Yep.
You had to be there. You had to see the movie. If you didn't see the movie, go rent it. You'll get it. Speak whale.
Great movie.
It is a great movie. Just keep swimming. Just keep swimming. I should change it from paddle, paddle, kick, kick to just keep swimming. So for those of you that are looking at what I'm doing on my computer, you can see how messed up my computer is. And Jerry's probably sitting right now going, ew. I'm looking for my webcam. I don't know where it is. I don't know what it's called. So anyway, you got to listen for the foghorns, because that tells you that you're starting, that one, it tells you that you're moving in the right direction, and it tells you that you're getting close. So this is what I want you guys to know what's happening. And I generally won't scream until I'm sure. Okay, I won't scream until I'm sure. And I'm screaming tonight, and I'm going to be screaming over the next several weeks. Ew, I look bad. I wanted you guys to see me and say hi. But that looks really bad. That's scary. We'll put this down, and we'll come back later to that. I'm hearing foghorns. Okay, I'm hearing foghorns. Now, I made it to England a long time ago, but I'm going again, if you know what I mean. I'm going again for April, and I'm going again. I moved to the next level of my career. I'm developing my own products now. I have all this stuff coming out. I have all this action going on, speaking career and so on. If you guys haven't heard, write down, please, homebusinessradionetwork.com. We've launched the Home Business Radio Network. I'm the morning anchor, drive time with Diane, literally. Diane in the morning is the show. So that's a whole new horizon. And, you know, I have all kinds of new exciting goals, as I'm sure all of you do. But I'm hearing foghorns. And when I hear one, it's kind of like, okay, maybe I'm getting close. But when I start to hear too many, I know something is happening. And what I'm here to tell you tonight is you better get your skills down now, and you better get your focus on. Because the nature of the internet is about to change over the next 18 months. Now, you guys have heard about the Google slaps and the YouTube slaps and the this and the that. Has anybody noticed that YouTube has recently changed the way it looks?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Has anybody noticed that Facebook, not over here, but if we go over here, Edward's ghosts are back. If we go over here, has anybody else noticed that Facebook has changed the way it looks?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, is it only me that's noticing all of this?
No.
Has anybody noticed Pinterest? Somebody just asked me about it. Has anybody noticed Pinterest and how fast it has exceeded the traffic of many of the social media sites combined? I forget the 4 sites that combined it exceeded. It's like LinkedIn and this and that. Like many major social media sites combined, it exceeded the traffic of. So we're starting to see the rumbling. We're starting to feel the wave coming. And I'm hearing the foghorns of major, major, major players that I've invested tens of thousands of dollars in training with, saying what's coming. Okay, guys, I train with like the biggest people. I spend a lot of money on my personal development, and I spend a lot of money on my marketing education. So when I start to hear a bunch of these guys talking about this, I know it's coming. And I want to talk to you all about it, because I'm going to tell you where I'm going, and I'm going to talk to you about where you're going. And you're going to have a choice. You're going to have a choice about whether or not, and tonight I'm going to tell you guys about something at the end that I actually will tell you about, an offer that I have coming up. But this is not a sales call tonight. I'm not here to sell you stuff. I'll sell you stuff every other day. I'm happy to. I'm doing this to talk to you because I'm dead serious. You need to understand what's about to happen. Google, you have to grasp. Okay, back up. Paddle, paddle, kick, kick, paddle, paddle, kick, kick, paddle, paddle, kick, kick. basic skills, core skills, communication. Can I communicate with people? Can I write a letter that converts? Can I create a page that converts? Do I have a Facebook page that has a following? Do I have a YouTube channel that has a following? Or am I pumping out crap content that labels me as somebody who's just out to make a buck? Here's the question. Do you want a buck or do you want a business? Do you want a buck or do you want a business? Do you want a buck or do you want a business? Do you want to be like me who forsook, that's not a word. I don't know. I could have gone and done all this crazy stuff a couple of years ago. Instead, I chose to have the opportunity to stand on the biggest stages in the industry. I could have done this. I could have done that. I could have been happy being a B-level marketing celebrity, whatever you want to call it. But instead, and I'm not saying don't make money, guys. Don't get me wrong. Sometimes people hear this and they say, well, you don't want me to make money. No, I want you to make money. I want you to make as much money as you can. I want you to flex your money muscle. I want you to learn how to make transactions all day, every day, as much as you can. Be clear. But what I want you to think about is your positioning, where you are, how people regard you, how people see you, and most importantly, the relationships and the following that you are building. Because here's what most people just do not grasp. And I said this years ago. I'll say it again, but it's going to be more profound now. Who is Google's customer? Guys, those of you over here with me, don't answer it. Who is Google's customer? Somebody write it in. Hopefully somebody can write it in real quick. We're all over at facebook.com/Diane Hochman Training. Who is Google's customer? Who does Google care about? Who are they worried about? Let's see if we can get it quick enough. If not, I can't sit and wait. Thank you, Linda. Their customer is the people who are searching. Okay? If there's nobody searching, do they make any ad? Because a lot of people say the people running ads. No, because they think that's where the money comes from. No. Because if nobody's searching, there are no ads because nobody would run an ad there. Does that make sense, guys? On TV, who's the customer? The viewer. Because if nobody watches, nobody will run an ad. There is no ad revenue. You have to understand this, and this is what so many people do not grasp. Google doesn't exist if people aren't searching there. And Google will not exist. By the way, does anybody remember the name of the big search engine before Google? It was the Grand Mac Daddy. It was the huge one. It was the big one. Google didn't exist. It was called Alta Vista. And it was everything. And then Google showed up, and literally almost overnight, over the course of a year, it was like, boom, took over. Remember when Facebook showed up and they made it public, and they took it just from students, and they made it public, and all of a sudden it just took over MySpace? Now MySpace is like a joke. You go over to Google Plus, and the guy who owns MySpace is on Google Plus. It's silly. Because anybody can walk in and flip the whole pecking order overnight. So here's Google. Do you think in your wildest dreams that Google wants a bunch of crap content, excuse my language, but it needs to be said, pulling up whenever somebody legitimate, a nice person like me or you, we go to search something? Do you think that they want a bunch of crap content to show up? Mm-mm. Because when the viewer, when the searcher gets frustrated, what do they start to do? Search another venue to search at. They look for another venue to search on. Okay? Excite. Yeah, Rebecca, you're right. You remember. So, what does Google and YouTube, hey guys, let's just for fun, let's just for fun. Wait a minute. What's this? These are my affiliate links. You guys, you might want my affiliate links to buy stuff from me, so feel free. If you can look quick enough. Hopefully my computer will move fast enough. If I search home business opportunities, or whatever, I'm an excellent typist. I type slowly in the driveway. If I, Kathy, I love Kathy. She's never leaving me. Okay, if I type home business opportunity, and there's 10,000 of these legitimate home business opportunities and 75,000 copies of the Robert Kiyosaki video and all these things that are commercials, do you think that over time YouTube wants all of this stuff here?
Mm-mm.
They don't, and neither does Google. And the reason why is because it becomes clutter. In the beginning, it was cool. You put up a video, you got 3,000 videos. Remember, Kristen? It was like, put up a video, get 3,000 videos. There were 6 of us doing it. It worked like gangbusters. You could get listed on the front page of every term under the sun like nothing.
Yeah,
Okay?
it was very simple.
And now, yep. And now there's lots of people that still know how to get listed, lickety-split, easy peasy. They're SEO monsters, okay? Kristen knows a lot about SEO, you know, and some of the other people here do. And this is great. But if every piece of content you put out is, before you join Amway, watch this, okay? And it's commercial for your thing, whatever your thing is, okay? It is not in Google and YouTube and all the other companies' best interest to have that stuff there. And it's not going to be a matter of just the Google slap where they change their algorithm to confuse the SEO guys and have them all go like they do on their masterminds, and they all go to the warrior forming and go okay? The platforms are going to completely change. And what we don't understand is Google Plus was created very strategically. And Rebecca will nod her head right now and be very proud. She's one of the most influential people on Google Plus. I know Kim has done a lot with Google Plus. I didn't move to Google Plus yet in a big way simply because it wasn't time. Okay, I'm paddle, paddle, kick, kick, paddle, paddle, kick, kick. At the time, Google Plus was sideways. It was a distraction. It wasn't a shark. Shark is, you know, we got the hot new system over here. That was a distraction because it wasn't ready to hit critical mass. Only the hip, smart internet people were hanging out over there. My customers weren't there yet. But what is going to happen, mark my words, over the next 18 months, is the internet is about to flip upside down because the powers that be are going to recreate it. And everything, and I mean everything, is going to be based on your influence. It's all going to be based on influence, influence, influence. What does that mean? How many followers do you have? How many subscribers do you have? How many people are sharing your content? Nobody shares crap content unless you're all in a tribe. And then you share crap content all day because that's what we do. We hang out on Facebook in a little group and share each other's crap content. But legitimately, if you think Google can't tell what's what, it's like your mother. She'll never know. Yes, she does. You know, it's going to flip. And now is the time, if you haven't already, some of you have started, some of you have a good base. If you have not started creating credible, honest to goodness relationships in business and putting out content that gives you credibility that people want to share it, you're going to be dead in the water. And I'm going to be waving my flag over in Brighton. I don't know what my flag will be, my Diane Hockman insanity flag or something. But I will be waving my flag because here's the deal. The universe, I'm going to get woo-woo on you guys for a minute. The universe always removes false leaders. They're washed clean. Mm-hmm. Nature corrects herself. It always has, it always will. That's what forest fires are. Sometimes violently, by the way. That's what volcanoes are. That's what earthquakes are. That's what forest fires are. And that's what happens on the internet when things get unbalanced. Now, when this happens, and it will, Little by, and you're seeing the trickling of it, guys. You're seeing it. Why are the sites changing their demeanors? Why? You know why YouTube's changing their channels? It's because they're interlinking it in the search results, and they're going to rank people that have more of a following higher. You're not going to be able to just cut some goofy video and have 2 people. Right now, you can cut a goofy video that's, you know, a pitch or something, backlink it with a couple of articles, do this, this, and that, and wave your magic wand and have it appear in the first or second slot on YouTube. Ain't going to happen in the future. And if you spend your days working on that stuff, people get mad at me when I say this stuff. They get mad at me and they go, oh, you don't know nothing. You don't have front page listings. I don't need no front page listings, baby. And watch when the tides turn how many I have. Watch. If you have not put your foundation in, if you're not doing paddle, paddle, kick, kick, paddle, paddle, kick, kick, good content, good communication, good relationship, if you're not meeting people every day and serving people and helping people and creating a name for yourself, when that wave comes, and it'll come overnight, nobody will expect it. It'll just be like whoosh, and everybody will be screaming, and TechCrunch and all the blogs will be screaming, ah!
They already did a test run of it. Back in in January, they did it for a day, and I saw the
whole thing flipped, didn't it?
Yep.
Right, Kristen? And everything flipped. It went upside down, topsy-turvy.
Yep.
So, here's where we're going. Here's what it is. I cannot encourage you guys enough. Basic core, I've been preaching this for years. Basic core skills, because here's what happens. No matter how the platform changes, no matter what comes, if you have that core communication skill, if you understand people, and if you've been in service, your people will follow you no matter where you go and no matter what you do. All you dopey people, and I'm saying that with love, the numbers keep going up of who's on this webinar. Nobody's left. Okay, because you're all hanging out and you're all listening because you know what you may get distracted. You're going to look sideways next week because somebody's going to have a hot new product. There's going to be a hot new thing, and you're going to get distracted. You can't help it. It's what we do. We're all little kids at heart, and we get distracted. But I'm telling you now, 18 months, and watch, you're going to see a complete reversal of who are the kings and queens of this industry. I already have my bet on who the king is going to be. In fact, I'd be willing to lay money privately with who's going to be in control of everything. And it's because they understand this remarkably well. So I'm going to close this out because I have arrived. Andrew is here. He's wrapping me up in his fluffy towel that he brought for me. He has a proper cup of tea. He has a thermos of tea, a proper beautiful, one of the beautiful little rosebud teacup. And we're going to get dried off, and we're going out for a pint, and we're going to have a great night tonight. I'm taking him out because he was kind enough to meet me. And I'm going to tell you guys what I have coming up for you. One, if you haven't heard, and I can't imagine you haven't heard, tomorrow night is the launch for I can't talk anymore. The No Excuses Summit. I will be one of the speakers there. Tomorrow I have a bonus package coming out. If you're going to the summit, I'd really appreciate you taking a look at what my bonuses are and considering purchasing your ticket through me because I'm going to give you a whole boatload of good stuff. Watch your email tomorrow. By the way, if you're not on my list, go to DianeHochman.com and get on my list right away. You can sign up. I send out good stuff and weird stuff and whatever. I send out stuff. So tomorrow, the big launch, and everyone's screaming. There are 1,000 spots for the webinar tomorrow night at 9 p.m. There are already over 2,500 people registered. By tomorrow night, there'll be 4,000 people registered. There are bonuses that they're giving out right then, and then as well as I have bonus packages. So if any of you guys want to come out, take a look at what I'm offering, do your shopping, all your other good stuff. I got really good stuff. I'd love to see you there. I'd love to spend time with you. That's coming up in April. For those of you that are in the UK, I already mentioned I'll be speaking at the MLM Internet Summit put on by Jay and Rachel. I'm very excited about that. It'll be myself, Mark Hoverson, and Mark Hoverson and Dagan Smith. Crazy agenda. I would even consider flying from the States for this because with the price point and the access that you have, you literally, a small group, less than 100 people, me, Dagan, and Mark, it's kind of silly. And now I'm going to put on my webcam. I'm done with the giving you guys this information. If you're done with me, leave. I look horrible. Oh my God, it's the way the lighting is. Can we do something about this? I'm very vain, you know, people. I'm very vain. Wait. Cheers. It's lemonade. Relax. All right. Hang on. Relax. Wait for me. Wait for me. Wait for it. I'm on my little weird table, Kathy. I'm not on my desk.
That's fine.
Can I make it any better? Yeah, I'm not in my spot. I still look horrible, but I want you guys to see my face when I'm talking to you about this. The video that I'm putting up, let's see what percentage we're at now. We're at 47%. We're making progress, Duke. We're moving along. The video that I'm putting up, it details a special offer, and I wanted to put it out tonight to my list, but I couldn't. I made a decision 2 days ago. I've worked with a lot of people. I've had people be my protege students. I've done workshops, seminars, all kinds of things. I've obviously brainwashed Kristen and many others to say nice things about me. I pay them handsomely in the back room and all that other good stuff. I have a fantasy of when I was young in the industry, I desperately wanted to find, I knew I had talent. I don't know if it's bad to say that. I knew I was good and I knew I had a lot of talent. And I wanted to find a mentor to teach me. And my upline, my first upline was my cousin, and he had no clue. My second upline, I didn't really, was this gal, and I didn't really relate to her. I understand now, years later, I understand some of the stuff she was doing, but at the time, I didn't understand. And then there was like this line of 42 people that had no clue. And then there was this guy, Frank. God rest his soul, he passed away several years ago. And I used to beg Frank. I'd go up and I'd do the presentation at the meeting, and I'd be like, Frank, give me some feedback, give me some grooming. He goes, no, it's really good. Just keep doing it. I'd be like, Frank, something, one tweak, give me something, anything. He'd go, no, just keep going, you know, and that's the way they were trained over there. Everything was happy and everything was wonderful. But I wanted hardcore, I wanted to learn. And I found one guy, that's how I learned about the autoresponders and stuff. He was actually a guy who had a big organization overseas. So basically what would happen is anytime he'd come to an event in the States, he had no people around him. And I figured out that he was a really smart computer guy, so I started hanging out with him, and he taught me a ton of stuff. But I was desperate. For the first 6 years of my career, I was just begging to find someone that would beat the crap out of me. I've used crap a lot tonight, so why not?
Notice
to beat
that.
the crap out of me. Yeah, see, she's going to correct me tomorrow. That would beat the crap out of me and train me. I wanted to learn. I wanted to run. Okay, I didn't want to do happy, slappy, clappy. I wanted the moves. And I have this obsessive fantasy about creating a legacy. I love to make money, and I love to have income, and I love to build residuals and all this other stuff. In fact, today I hit the next leadership level at one of the major companies I work with. They don't even know it yet, but it will flip in the morning. So I get a raise, and I get all kinds of stuff. So I'm excited about that. We like raises. And that's a level that, I mean, only like 10 people have ever hit in the history of the company. So, you know, I'm doing pretty good. But it's not about me. I'm obsessed with grooming up some people. I am obsessed with finding a handful of people that are dead serious and, you know, grooming them. And they're hard to find, I'm going to be frank, because a lot of people, like, it sounds good, but it's really hard for them to just really dig in for an assortment of reasons. Family, this, that, life, whatever. And No Excuses is coming up. And my role at No Excuses this year, and guys, I'll be done in 5 minutes, so if you want to leave, because I'm about to pitch you, but there's only 3 spots, so don't worry. It won't be that hard of a pitch, because I kind of don't care, because there's only 3 spots. But No Excuses is coming up, and I'm not one of the, even though I was voted the #1 female, I'm not one of the featured speakers because, quite frankly, I spoke at both big events last year, and it's kind of hogging and obnoxious. So they put me on a panel with Mark Hoverson. I'm very excited about it. But the cool news is that by being on the panel, what happens is I don't have to prepare a big speech, and I don't have to, you know, do certain things, and I won't get swarmed. You know, usually when you're speaking at these big events, what happens is people swarm you and stuff like that, and I won't have any of that. And that's really cool because I'll be just coming back from England on Tuesday and leaving on Friday for Vegas, and I'll be tired. So, but what I realized was that it gave me a unique and special, I'm playing with my lip gloss. I'm fidgety. I realized it would give me a unique and special opportunity to work with a couple of people. See, in order to learn how to do what people like me do, I don't care how many webinars you get on. I don't care how many books you read. I don't care how many tapes you listen to. There are certain things that can only be handed down eyeball to eyeball in person, because you have to watch and model a person, and you have to be physically, I do mean physically, groomed by them. It's impossible to learn. Well, it's not impossible, but it can take you years to learn how to hold yourself, how to handle yourself, how to speak to people, how to influence people. The stuff that people take for granted, everybody's busy learning about how to generate leads on Facebook. And you can generate leads up the wazoo, but that's not going to give you what you want. Straight up. Sorry. You know, I mean, I like generating leads on Facebook. I generate them all day. But if you don't have this presence, you're not going to convert them. Not the way you want. You know, I mean, I could write a letter and sign up 10 people in a day. Sometimes more. Depends on what I'm writing about or whatever. How would you like to learn how to do that? And it's not because of the email, because you could write a letter to the same list and you won't do it. Some of you, but most of you won't, because there's a way. So I've decided that 3 people, I'm going to take them on as protege students for a year. This is a year commitment. And it starts March 1st, but I'll start working with you now. You will come to No Excuses as my guest on VIP tickets. You will spend the whole, VIP means you go to all the VIP parties, you get the preferred seating. You're going to be with me the whole weekend. You're going to spend that weekend before the event with me to learn how to carry yourself and talk to these people. You're going to go into these VIP events and meet everybody that you want to meet, mix and mingle, and get them to take you seriously. On Monday after the event, which is part of my bonus for anybody who buys a ticket, I'm doing a private event in my suite in Vegas. Now, why am I not doing the event on Thursday or Friday like everybody else? Because you don't need me on Thursday or Friday. You need me after, so that you can assimilate what you learned, so that you can put together a game plan, so that you have a clue about what to do after this is all over. How many of you guys have gone to an event, got all jacked up? It was absolutely incredible! 6 months later, next event's here. How you doing? That's first eyeball to eyeball experience, and then that, you know, after everybody else leaves, the people that buy tickets, you guys will stick around and we'll recap after that. You're going to be working with me on webinars, on conference calls, learning how to run calls, learning how to speak to people, learning how to entertain people, learning how to be. You're going to learn how to peacock. You're going to learn to have some swagger. You're going to learn to have some mojo. You're going to learn how to write. You're going to learn how to speak. You're going to learn how to think, and I will whack the garbage out of your head. Your second, so that's a 3-on-1. 3-on-1. There'll be other people around us, but you guys will be with me. 3-on-1 for the weekend at the biggest event in the industry. Bar none, you'll have basically all access, and you'll be running with me, so it's not like you bought a ticket and you're like one of the fans. You're going to be with me. Then, over the summer, before, whenever you want, you get to come to Connecticut for a one-on-one. You're going to stay overnight. You're going to spend the whole day. We're going to work on all the stuff. Yeah, we can work on your blog and all that junk, but that's not what I recommend we work on. I recommend that you learn how to walk around and talk to people and to get them to find you to be unforgettable. Can you get everybody in a facility to remember your name and go nuts when you walk in the room? That's what you're looking for, right? That's valuable.
Mm-hmm.
So you'll come to Connecticut, and then you get all access to any and all events I do this year. There'll be several events, probably 1 or 2 over the summer and 1 in the fall. You also will get all access to every product I put out, and there's going to be a lot of them this year. I have a product strategy, which I will explain to you. My product strategy is different than other people's. You're going to get a lot of product. And last but not least, you're going to get access to my whole archive. Kathy, you can gasp in a second. Whole archive of every piece of content I have ever created since the beginning of my creation. You will have access to download every audio, every video, everything I've ever made, and you can listen to it, and I can pick them apart for you. I will show you every time period where I had huge growth. I will explain to you why. I will explain to you what happened. I will explain to you what I was doing and how I was thinking during that time period. This is a major commitment on my part. I want 3 people. No more. I can't do more, period. I don't want anybody. If you're sitting here now, because I'm about to tell you how much it costs, I don't want bellyachers, whiners, complainers, anybody who thinks I'm your fairy godmother and I'm going to wave my magic wand and sprinkle pixie dust. I am not Tinkerbell. I can't make you magically successful. I look like her now. I can't make you magically successful. If you haven't done your work up to this point, this is not for you. In other words, let's say you're an MLSP and you haven't set up your sites and you keep going, I'm confused. You don't belong here. I'm going to rip you apart. If you come in and complain, whine, or tell me what you can't do, you'll be done. And you'll cross your arms and you'll be very mad at me and you're going to say, she ripped me off. Okay? You don't want this. This is for the person that knows that they are on the cusp, they are on the edge, and they need to get their tushy kicked. Because I will not, actually, I was going to say I won't let you off the hook, but the truth is I'll let you off the hook so fast your head will spin. And I will go, I'll use it for spending money in Mexico on my trip, Kathy, on our trip.
There you go.
Kathy, I'll buy you something when I'm there with their money. So,
oh, cool.
You know, we'll get our sombreros because for the sombrero party. So that's it. There's a video coming out about it. It's $5,000, 2 payments, 2 payments, 1 payable now, 1 payable in April. We'll confirm the date. If you want this, because this will go out in email tomorrow, if you want this, and there's no, you know, if you need to send me a question like, you know, some questions, send it to me. It's Diane@DianeHochman.com. I can answer it. First 3 people that send me an email that say, I'm in, no questions asked, I'm in, have that spot. If you have a question, I answer it. If there's a spot for you, great. If not, I'm making a commitment. And quite frankly, what I'm charging for this, the reason why I picked the price point, is because it's expensive enough to weed out the people that shouldn't be doing it. And it's cheap enough that anybody who has a clue, who's been around the industry, who's spent money on their training and stuff, knows what it is. And I think that's clear to you guys. If you've been to a lot of things and spent a lot of money, you'll never get someone like me to work with you like this. And the reality is, until you learn to run calls and speak and do that properly and entertain a crowd, until you learn to have a crowd around you, you ain't going to get what you want. I also said who this is not for. This is not for people that want to learn high-tech stuff. I don't do high-tech. I highly recommend Dagan Smith. Okay? If you want to learn split tests and conversions, copy and creating capture pages and headlines and all that stuff, I highly recommend Dagan. Please tell him I sent you. Go. You couldn't get near him like this. Well, you could, but he charged you a boatload of money. But you could get in one of his mastermind programs or something, or I can give you a link, you know, to learn about that stuff with him. Last thing, for those of you that are gasping and going, oh my God, I wish I could do this, and I can't due to finances. Don't get upset. Okay, what I wanted you to do is think about. Remember, I said look forward and look. You can only look back and forward. Okay, where you are at this moment today is in direct correlation with what you've been doing for the last year or 2, okay, or longer. So if you're not in a position now, what you have to do is just look in the mirror and go, I'm not in a position to take advantage of an incredible window of opportunity, and you need to get your rear in gear so that the next time a window comes, it's probably not going to be with me. It'll be somewhere else. It'll be some other window that'll show up for you. You're able to take it. Okay, I got a lot of background noise. I don't know where it's coming from.
Oh, either.
Okay. Maybe we could just mute everybody, Kath.
Okay.
And for those of you that really want to work with me or people on my team, you know, if you're not in a position to do this, it's not your time, that's cool. But, of course, we are involved. We have My Lead System Pro. I have a whole team of people here. If you were invited by one of them, get with them or get with me. We have an incredible team, a mastermind group. It's extremely reasonable. It's a great entry-level point for you guys to work with us. Even if you don't want to use their full system, for whatever reason, I don't know what it is, just the being in the mastermind is very valuable. In fact, I have people that have 2 accounts their old account, and then they met me and they opened a second account just to be involved with us. So that's how powerful it is. And then, of course, there's our primary program. And, you know, if you're with me or Kathy or Rachel or Kristen or Mavis or Rachel or Rebecca, I mean, I can name everybody, Edward, get with any of those guys. I work with people with, you know, that are in our programs and without. You don't have to join a program with me to do this. You don't have to sign up for something. If you love what you're doing, that's the right place for you. But that's what's going on. So if you need to get involved with us at a lower price point, we have ways to do that, and a whole bunch of us are going to Mexico. We'd love to have you come in with us. But 3 people. So if you're around tonight, it's Diane@DianeHochman.com. If this interests you, grab a spot now. It will go out as soon as the video uploads. I don't know when that will be, but it'll go out in the morning. And then again, for those of you that are wanting to come to No Excuses, by the way, the VIP tickets to No Excuses alone are $800. Okay? If you were to come spend a day with me alone, that's a $1,500 day minimum, depending on what day of the week it is. If it's a weekday, it's $1,500. If it's a weekend, we're talking $2,000. To come to my events, they range anywhere from $300 to $750. But you'd be VIP. And then the other thing you got to understand, if you get good, I will have you speak at these events. I will have you hone your skill, hone your craft, get up there and practice on my audience. If you get good, you will speak on my calls and webinars. If you get good, I will platform you, I will promote any products you put together, I will make you the king or the queen. And having somebody larger than you, not that way, Kathy, right? Not larger, but you know, in business, I am larger than most of you. That's the damn problem right now. We'll fix that. If I do that much swimming, Kathy, it's got to come off, right?
There you go. That's right.
And please do not send me your Body by Vi commercials tonight. Please, all right? I know about it. I'm an Herbalife distributor. Leave me alone. Everybody keeps sending me stuff, Kathy. They're helping me.
Yeah.
But seriously, what it would cost to come to all these things alone, let alone the you know, my hourly rate is $500 an hour, and people pay it. So it's a crazy offer. I only want somebody that's dead serious, and I reserve the right to refuse you. So that's it. I'm done with you people. It's 1/4 after an hour and 15. That wasn't bad, Kathy.
No, pretty good.
Me running my mouth.
Yeah, pretty good.
It's not bad. So I want to thank everybody. I want to thank Kristen, and happy anniversary, honey. I want to thank Edward and I want to thank Edward Elliott and all his voices tonight. Duke Romke, the man, the myth. I forgot to ask. I was going to have Duke talk a little bit tonight about. He just got back from the MLSP secret retreat, you know, and he's met a lot of people, including me, through events. I forgot to ask him because we had some background noise. Of course, Kathy, I want to thank you. And Andrew, you make the best cup of tea in all of the United Kingdom. I appreciate you. I appreciate all of you guys that are in the UK. I'm going to turn off this stupid webcam. I looked ugly for all of you because I love you. And I'm going to just check the fan page. I'm going to check the fan page real quick in case anybody had a question. I'll be here for a second, but we are officially done.
I did
Paddle,
see
paddle,
somebody take you up on your offer already, so.
okay.
Diane. Yeah.
Yeah, I hear you. And if it's David, David I can make into a rock star, and I know it. Who is that? Who else?
No.
Who was it?
Crap, the girl. She's in the attraction marketing group.
Let's
Give me a minute. Julia Audrey.
Oh, Julia's brand new. Yeah, I could do some good stuff with Julia. I'm just getting to know her. I'll tell you one thing. She's an action taker. Well, awesome. I will check my email, Diane@DianeHochman.com. And again, I want to thank especially people like Kim Castleberry who give from all her heart. See, you guys, when you look at a Kim, and don't start with your I love Kim junk again, guys, but Kim is one of the people that when I talk about what I talked about tonight, Kim will soar because of what I'm talking about. Not that she doesn't already. She has a great following and great traffic. But what will naturally happen is the cream rises to the top. All these old sayings, a lot of this stuff is biblical, guys. You know, I don't think the cream rises to the top is in Proverbs, Kathy, but there's probably something like that. I like more, you know, I like seek wisdom because wisdom is more precious than rubies and gold. You know that one. But, you know, all these old sayings, your grandmother didn't say them for no reason. These sayings are very, very true. And over time, everything corrects. And so it's people. I'm a firm believer in the good, solid people. But you do have to learn some stuff, because what happens is you could be the best person in the world, but if you're not attractive and kind of sexy, and I don't mean like sexy like, hey, baby, but if you don't have that appeal, you can't get people to hear you.
That's right.
So that's what we're talking about. We're learning how to have that appeal that you can get people to show up and listen. Because if nobody can see you, it doesn't matter how good your content is. If nobody can hear you, it doesn't matter what you say.
That's right.
So that's it. I'm so done with you guys. Thank you very much. By the way, guys, I'll be here every Monday for the next several weeks. When you registered, I snookered you, and you registered for all of them. Come back again. Don't come back. That's up to you, but I suckered you in. And for everybody who went to David Wood's webinar tonight instead of mine, you missed out. Na, 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 boo-boo. I love David. I'm really kidding. So I always like to see who I'm playing against, you know, who's in the next theater in Vegas, you know. Anyway, good night, everybody. Thank you very much. And we'll see you on Facebook and in the email. Take care, guys.
Good night, Diane.
Good night, Kath.
Later.
The organizer has ended